collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Frozen Tiger from the brand new Miniforce Dinoid line. So this is the third one we're taking a look at, having previously seen Thunder T-Rex and Burning Sarah. And Frozen Tiger is going to be one of the shoes, we'll say, for Rex Kaiser. You can see over here on the side, here is Rex Kaiser with the four others, and Frozen Tiger is going to connect to the left leg. Really cool picture here. I'm really excited. I did finally get Rex Kaiser in, so once I get through these two, then we'll be taking a look at him, and I'm really excited. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, packaging's really cool. Love the artwork on here. He has the like little tiger head tank mode, and of course the robot mode here. Really nice artwork of the robot mode here on this side. I also kind of like the way they have like the slash going through the packaging, and you can see the plastic bubble there underneath. I think that's really cool. Not too much going on the bottom, just have your warnings and whatnot. And then you just have the Miniforce Dinoid line logo there on the top. And then spinning it around to the back, you can see some nice product shots of the robot mode and the tiger tank mode. Although I guess maybe these are more of animation because I don't really think the toy can actually do those poses, but you can see the foot mode is kind of like it really stretches out and lays flat, which is kind of funny. And then it does come with this like little base cardboard piece that you can hook a bunch of them together to make this little map, if that's something you're into. So gonna go ahead and get Frozen Tiger out of the packaging here, and we'll take a closer look. So here is Frost Tiger out of the package. He looks pretty good. Certainly a lot less kibble than some of the others have on the back. He has a little spot here for the coin. We'll check that out in a moment. But yeah, overall, I think he looks great. Great color scheme. Head sculpt looks good. Nicely painted eyes. A little bit of gold there on the crest. A little bit of black on the sides as well. All the paint here on the chest looks good. A little translucent blue plastic there. Nice silver and blue. You have some nice gold paint down here in the crotch and the upper thighs. Then you have some nice blue paint here on the side. You can see what is obviously going to be the tiger head here in the legs. Some nice gold down here in the feet. Yeah, just all in all, I think he looks pretty sharp. Articulation-wise, head's on a ball joint, so you can look up a little bit. You can look down a little bit. Certainly turn side to side, no problem. You can even tilt a little bit side to side there. You have a joint here in the shoulder so that this can kind of move up. Really nice ratchet there. Then you have a ball joint here in the shoulder. You have to be a little careful because there are pegs on the inside of the shoulder here and kind of peg spots for them on the shoulder. So just kind of make sure you're not hitting into them as you're moving around. You can move this joint here a little bit. It's mostly for the transformation, but you can move that around a little bit. You do have a swivel right above the elbow and a really nice ratchet in the elbow. You can hear that there. You have a wrist swivel. You have a waist swivel. Nice ratchet in there as well. You have these little peg spots here on the side that you can move up and down. Some of that's for transformation. Kind of just want to leave them at like a 45-degree here for the robot mode. Then here in the hips, really nice ratchet so you can kick forward, kick back. If you move this a little bit out of the way, really crazy tight ratchet to kick out to the side. Really tight there. Then you have a thigh swivel. Then you have kind of double jointed knees. This is the main joint here, but there's kind of another joint inside down at the bottom here. And that's again mostly for transformation. The one you're going to utilize for robot mode is that top one. Gives you about 90 degrees there. You have a little bit of ankle tilt in and out down here for the foot. Nothing front to back. But yeah, overall, I think he looks pretty good. He does come with a bunch of accessories. So, of course, we have that coin that we talked about. Done in kind of a nice, say, seafoam green, we'll say. Nice color there. And these coins are fairly weighty. They have some die-cast metal to them. Nice silver around the edge. And then you can see the chrome there for the tiger head, as well as the kind of dino footprint on the back. And then this will come around and peg in here. Doesn't really do anything, doesn't unlock anything. They just all have these spots for the coins to attach, and it just kind of hangs out there. He also has these two really cool swords, also done in that same kind of seafoam green with some nice black and gold paint. And these can fit easily into the hands. You can dual wield these swords. Looks pretty cool. You can also attach them to the pegs at the hips. So if you have these up, you can pop them on here for storage by that peg hole in the center. And then you can kind of do what you want. If you want to put them straight out like that, if you want them down at kind of an angle, you can do that as well, whatever you prefer there. You can also attach them to these pegs on the side of the arms. So if you wanted to attach it there, you certainly could. Let me zoom out here a bit. And then he also has the shield, which is some really nice paint on it, some blue, more of that green, the gold, all that looks really sharp. And you can attach this up here as well. If we kind of put this at like a 45-degree angle, you can attach this on here to give him kind of a shoulder shield, which looks kind of cool. Or you can attach it here on the back if you like the look of this better. And that will cover the coin, but if you just want somewhere to store that out of the way, you don't even really see it from the front. So that works. And then theoretically, you could attach one of the swords on that peg as well if you wanted to. So you have a lot of options there. But yeah, pretty cool. I like them a lot. I think the robot mode looks good. I really like the swords. I think that's a nice touch. If we bring in Burning Sarah and Thunder T-Rex, get a group shot of the three together here. You can see they're all about the same size. Look pretty good together here. Bring these guys out of the way. And then for some other comparisons, here is Leader Class Megatronus. Let's see, do I have a... Here is Voyager Prima Prime. So you can see that they're about the same size as a Voyager. Just to give you a size comparison there. But yeah, it looks good. I like the colors. I like the articulation. I like the accessories. Let's go ahead and check out that transformation. Alright, so I've gone ahead and removed all of his accessories. I did leave the coin in. You can leave it in. You can take it out, whatever you prefer. It's not going to get in the way of anything. Transformation, pretty straightforward. We're going to start off by taking the head and just rotating that 180 degrees. You might have to lift it a little bit to kind of pass these like collar pieces that he has. So you might have to kind of tilt it, but it will spin around 180 degrees like so. Then we are going to take the feet, and they're actually going to unpeg, so we'll just pop them off. And it can be a little difficult just because this piece likes to move around a lot. But you can see it's just kind of like a little clip, and that just pops in there. And then once we take those off, we can take the clip and just rotate that inside. So do the same thing over here. Pop this off, rotate this inside. Then we're going to use those double jointed knees to kind of pop this all the way up and then all the way in. So it'll make kind of an L like that. And you want to make sure that if you had these pieces tucked in, because these kind of can move around, you're supposed to leave them out. But just in case you had them tilted in, make sure they're not in the way when you're compacting the legs here. And then you will make sure the ratchet's all the way in, and then you can clip those together very simply. You want to leave these at like a 45 like that. Then you are going to take the hands and rotate them 90 degrees to the outside, like so. And then this blue piece here that was on the forearm, you can see there's a little track, and this is going to slide down and then kind of tilt down to cover the hands like that. So once again, rotate this out to the side and then slide this down on the track. And sometimes if you don't do it like at the same, like if one side gets a little bit too further, it won't come down. So make sure you kind of do both sides at the same time. Then you're going to rotate this around at that swivel above the elbow 180 and then just kind of straighten it out. So do that again over here. Then we are going to use that joint I talked about in here to bring this all the way up like that. And you can see we're starting to form our like tank tread here with the wheel. So bring this up, do the same. Then you're going to kind of rotate this around on the ball joint, and you can see that there is a little peg hole right there for that peg on the inside. So you're going to kind of wiggle that. Now you might have to move the shoulders orientation. I think you have to put it up. Might even have to put it up a second one. Yeah, there we go. So click it up and then rotate this around and then peg that in. Just have to play with the shoulder orientation until they line up logically. Then we're going to swivel this around like so. We are going to rotate the entire waist section 180 degrees. And then you can see how he has this little abdomen area. That's actually going to compress into the body. And again, it's similar to these pieces where you have to kind of do both sides at the same time. You don't want one side to wiggle in over the other side. There we go. That's in. Then we're going to bring the head down like so. And then we're going to take the shield. And you can see that there are two clips there on the front. They're going to clip in up here. So we are going to clip this in like so. And then I have to bring this down, I think, a little bit more. There we go. So that these tabs can go into these spots on the side of the forearm. So that will clip in like that. And then this will clip on like that. There we go. So we're pretty much done at this point. You want to take the feet from earlier, and they are going to peg on right here on the side. And you can tell that's the way it has to go because there's kind of like a little slit right there. And that you can see how the peg has kind of a line piece here. So that has to go into the slit, so that tells you how to orient them on here. So pop this on and slide that on. Do the same over here. And then the last step is to just kind of leave these like this so that we can peg the swords on the side. And there we go. We have our little white tiger tank. So I think this is a pretty cool little giant tiger head tank. Rolls fairly decently. Now this one has big wheels on the outside, and then it has smaller wheels down here on the treads. So you just want to kind of make sure that it's all evened out there. And it rolls pretty well. Maybe not as successfully as some of the others, but I still really like it. Color scheme is still great. All the colors work really well in this mode as well. And if you really want, you can see how like he has kind of tiny fangs or saber teeth molded into the side there. If you wanted to take the swords and kind of put them here on the front to kind of accentuate those, you can do it. You just have to be a little careful because obviously it still has to roll. So if you want to put something here on the front like this, you'd either have to keep it at this kind of an angle, or you would have to do them up like so. So it's up to you, whatever you prefer, if you'd rather just leave them on the side like they're supposed to go. But you do have the option to peg them on here. We're going to utilize this again in the foot mode. So that's when they're going to pop onto the front there. But it does give you a little bit of an option. But yeah, I like it. I think it's pretty fun. So transforming this guy into the foot mode, we are going to start off by just removing the swords. And then we have to come underneath and remove the shield piece. So what we're going to have to do is unpeg this from the side. And it might help to unpeg it from here as well, just to kind of get it out of the way. So unpeg there, and then maybe unpeg this. And then that will give you the space to unclip this from here. And then we'll put that off to the side. And then we are going to... I mean, I guess we don't have to because we are going to end up moving these, but I'll just peg them back in for now. So next we are going to bring the tiger head back up, kind of like we're going back to robot mode. This is going to come around, cover the head, and then just kind of hang out here like this, kind of put it up. This will stay like this. We're going to come to the bottom here, and you can see there are these little pieces right here that we are going to fold out to kind of act as like extra heels. And I know what you might be thinking, like, why would I have heels all the way at the front and not at the back? It's just how it goes. You're going to kind of pop out the legs like we're transforming them back into robot mode, but not quite 100%. You kind of like keep them at a bit of a weird angle. So you kind of bend this, something like that. It's not perfect, but you'll see it'll come into play a little bit longer after we keep going. So we're going to extend the abdomen back out. We are going to unhook the arm here. This piece is going to go straight out like that. We're going to come to the arm here, and we have to slide this piece back to where it was for robot mode. So slide this back like that, and then that will allow us to bring this around. This is going to peg into there, and then we're going to utilize this other peg spot here on the shoulder. So kind of, and again, you might have to play with this a little bit. I think you have to go up. And it's kind of weird because, like I said, you might even have to go up one more. Yeah, there we go. Up one more so that that will peg in there, and then this will fit here like that. So yeah, you just kind of have to play with it a little bit. Sometimes you just have to play with the orientation of the shoulder there to make sure everything lines up. And if it's not lining up for you, then you probably just need to adjust the orientation. So we're actually going to click up once, twice, pop that in there, slide this down, and then peg this in here like that. And then this stays up like that. And then we need to angle this down a little bit more so that it's kind of like that. So this is kind of taking the main force of the stand, but then also like this has to kind of balance as well. So it'll be kind of like, you can play with it, kind of put it on a flat surface and kind of play with it until you get to something like this. And then the foot from Rex Kaiser is going to peg in here. And I think also part of it goes underneath, because you can see that there's a clip right there as well. So I think it's going to clip on there and then clip here. And then you'll be able to put this back up. And then that is basically the foot. We're going to take those swords and put them here like I talked about. Like that. And then the shield piece will actually connect directly to Rex Kaiser. He'll have like a peg on the front of his foot, and that'll peg in here so that this will kind of end up sitting about there when it's pegged into Rex Kaiser. So that will give you the complete kind of foot look. So yeah, it's kind of a weird angle to get this lined up. But like I said, once you have Rex Kaiser, it'll kind of make sense and everything will kind of fit perfectly. And I think that's why they put these in, because otherwise you kind of have like this being the heel and this being the front, and they didn't want the weight to kill it. So that's why they put that in to kind of support the middle of it, since it's at kind of a weird angle. But yeah, that's essentially where you're at for the foot. I think Frozen Tiger's great. Head sculpt is good. Accessories are nice. I really love the swords. They're really nicely detailed and painted. I like the shield up here as well. Color scheme's good. Articulation's great. I love the little tiger head tank mode. The foot mode's a little weird, and the transformation to get to it is also a little weird, but overall I think it's going to be fun once we can combine everything with Rex Kaiser. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to determine which one of them so far is my favorite, but I think this guy is definitely in the running. I really like him a lot. I mean, the others have been great too. Honestly, I think all four of these are going to be great, and I really can't wait to check out Rex Kaiser as well. I think it's going to be a really fun year. I'm having a good time with it so far. Definitely recommend checking these out. I got mine on eBay. That's where I got all four of the, like, arms and legs, I guess we'll say, and also Rex Kaiser, everything I found on eBay. They should be showing up on AliExpress eventually, but I hadn't seen them in there yet, and I didn't want to wait, so yeah, definitely really fun. Definitely think these are very cool. Definitely recommend checking them out, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.